As we journey through life, we inevitably face moments of loss and change. Perhaps you've experienced health challenges, said goodbye to loved ones, or watched your body slow down in ways you never expected. Today, I want to explore two ancient Chinese sayings that offer profound wisdom about these universal experiences. These timeless words reveal how we can transform our losses into gifts for others, and how we can continue to dream and grow, no matter our age. But before we dive in, I want you to consider this question. When you look at your life experiences, both the beautiful moments and the difficult ones, do you see them as finished chapters, or as seeds that could still grow into something meaningful? Keep this question in mind as we explore today's wisdom. Let me begin with the first saying. Fallen petals are not heartless things. In Chinese, this is expressed as 落红不是谋情物. This beautiful phrase comes from a poem written by Gong Zizhen, a scholar and poet from the Qing dynasty. He wrote these words while reflecting on his own life changes and the natural cycles of growth and renewal. The image is simple but profound. When flower petals fall from a tree, they don't simply disappear. Instead, they decompose and become nourishment for the soil, helping new flowers to bloom in the next season. The fallen petals are not heartless because they continue to serve a purpose even after their time of beauty has passed. Over time, this became a metaphor for human life. Even when we feel we are past our prime, we still have something valuable to offer. Our experiences, wisdom, and love can nurture the next generation, just as fallen petals nurture new growth. In modern psychology, this connects to what researchers call post-traumatic growth and meaning-making. Life inevitably brings us losses. The loss of youth, the loss of certain abilities, the loss of loved ones. But psychological research shows us that humans have a remarkable capacity to find meaning and purpose even in loss. When we understand that our struggles and changes can become sources of wisdom and compassion, we transform pain into purpose. Studies on aging show that people who view their life experiences as meaningful and valuable to others tend to have better mental health and life satisfaction. This is called generativity, the desire to contribute to the welfare of future generations. When we see ourselves as fallen petals that still nourish the garden of life, we find renewed purpose. Think about your own life. Perhaps you've experienced health challenges that taught you the value of each day. Maybe you've weathered financial difficulties that gave you wisdom about what truly matters. Or perhaps you've lost loved ones, and through your grief, you've developed a deeper capacity for compassion. These experiences, as difficult as they were, are not heartless things. They are part of what makes you uniquely valuable to the people around you. Your grandchildren need your stories of resilience. Your friends need your perspective on life's challenges. Your community needs your accumulated wisdom. The beauty of this saying is that it reminds us that nothing in life is truly wasted. Every experience, every joy, every sorrow contributes to the richness of who you are. And who you are matters, not just for yourself, but for the continuation of life's garden. But here's where some of you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but what about the future? What about my own continued growth? Am I really done blooming, or can I still have seasons of new growth? This brings us to our second saying, which beautifully complements the first. An old horse in the stable still aspires to gallop 1,000 miles. In Chinese, 老衣服迷志在千里. This phrase comes from a poem by Cao Cao, a famous military leader and poet from the late Eastern Han Dynasty. He wrote this when he was in his 50s, reflecting on his own aging and his continued ambitions. The image is of an old war horse, a drunma, or noble steed, who may be resting in the stable, but whose spirit still yearns for great journeys. Though the horse's fastest racing days may be behind it, its heart still beats with the desire to travel far and accomplish great things. This became a beloved metaphor for the idea that age does not diminish our capacity for dreams, goals, and achievements. A person with experience and wisdom can still harbor great ambitions and work toward meaningful goals. Modern psychology strongly supports this ancient wisdom. Research on successful aging shows that people who maintain goals and continue to challenge themselves remain mentally sharp and emotionally vibrant well into their later years. The concept of neuroplasticity tells us that our brains continue to form new connections throughout our lives. This means that learning, growing, and adapting are not just for the young, they are lifelong possibilities. Studies of people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s who start new hobbies, learn new languages, or take on new challenges show remarkable cognitive and emotional benefits. The key is not the specific activity, but the mindset of continued growth and engagement. Consider some inspiring examples. Grandma Moses didn't start painting until she was 78, and she created over 1,500 works of art. Laura Ingalls Wilder didn't publish her first Little House book until she was 65. Colonel Sanders was 65 when he started KFC. These weren't just lucky exceptions. They were people who embodied the spirit of the old horse, who still dreams of distant horizons. Think about your own aspirations. What dreams have you set aside because you thought you were too old? What interests have you always wanted to explore but never had the time? What contributions do you want to make to your family, community, or the world? The beautiful thing about being an old horse is that you're not starting from nothing. You have decades of experience, wisdom, and skills to draw upon. You understand yourself better than you ever have. You know what truly matters and what doesn't. You have the freedom that comes with having already proven yourself in many areas of life. This combination of experience and continued aspiration is what makes later life so potentially rich and meaningful. You can be both the fallen petal that nourishes others and the spirited horse that still dreams of great journeys. These two sayings work together beautifully. The first reminds us that our past experiences, including our losses and changes, have value and meaning. The second reminds us that our future still holds possibilities for growth, contribution, and achievement. Together, they paint a picture of aging not as decline, but as a continuation of life's rich tapestry. So today, I want you to ask yourself two questions. First, how can my life experiences, both joyful and difficult, serve as nourishment for others? What wisdom have I gained that could help someone else? How can I be a fallen petal that enriches the soil of life around me? Second, what distant horizon still calls to my heart? What dream or goal makes my spirit gallop, even if my body moves more slowly? How can I honor the old horse in me that still aspires to meaningful journeys? Remember, these are not contradictory ideas. You can simultaneously be someone whose past enriches others and someone whose future holds new possibilities. In fact, the combination of wisdom gained and dreams pursued is what makes a life truly complete. The ancient Chinese understood something profound about human nature. We are not meant to simply fade away as we age. We are meant to transform, to continue contributing, to keep growing. Like fallen petals that become rich soil, and like noble horses whose hearts still beat with purpose. Thank you for joining me today on Ancient Wisdom and Modern Mind. If these words resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more insights from the wisdom of ages past. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one way you can be a nourishing fallen petal for someone in your life? And what's one dream or goal that still makes your heart gallop with excitement? Your stories inspire us all. Until next time, remember, your past has purpose, and your future has possibilities. As you reflect on these stories, here's a moment of calm to carry with you.